It's Kent from MrTruck.com, still at the NATDA looking for the cool stuff. And Popup has some new products I want to show you. I'm here with Brian. He's the guy who hangs out in Kansas and answers the phone. But they've got some stuff for your fifth wheel, and they got some weird thing for your semi, whatever that thing is with the hitch on each end. So we're going to look at all that stuff. That's the two cool things we're going to talk about here. And Brian's going to explain how all this works. Right, Brian?
You bet.
Hold on.
You bet, Mr. Truck. All right, first I wanted to talk about our selection of RVGCs, and actually on this poster you can see this is the RVGC cushion, and it's just simple cushion design with an inner anti-chucking sleeve or dampening sleeve, and this is an adjustable, and it's designed to replace your kingpin box on your fifth wheel trailer so that you can tow with your gooseneck hitch. So this is one version. Then we also make a version that's an adjustable, that's a rigid adjustable RVGC. Again, it's a direct replacement for your kingpin box on your fifth wheel trailer. So we make it as the adjustable rigid version. And I want to back up, Kent, just for a second and talk about the cushion again. The difference in the ride that we get from the cushion, from a rigid to a cushioned RVGC, from our testing, equates to a 59% improved ride over just a rigid type of a coupler. And this was done with what we call G-force testing. It's an extensive test that was done back when we decided what the density and configuration of the composite material and the cushion itself. So anyway, it's pretty scientific process, but we were able to prove out that the ride was improved by a nice round number of 59%. Now the third version of this is our air ride. So the RVGC, one of the nice things about this version is that it's a 12.5-inch wide box, so it tends to be much more universal fit. So we have spacer plates to go with it, so it'll work if you have a 12-inch wide wing set on your fifth wheel. This will fit right on. If it's a 12-inch wide, then we have 1/4-inch wide steel spacer plates that go with it. What we have here, instead of a cushion, just a simple cushion, is an airbag. So you adjust this to the tongue weight of your trailer. You start out with 15 pounds of pressure in the bag, test drive the trailer, see how the ride is. If it's substantially improved, you just leave it where it is. If it's a little bit heavier tongue, you can add 5 pounds of air, drive it, and gradually get it to where it needs to be. Once it's adjusted, it's done. This is also an adjustable hitch, so you can, depending on your bed height and trailer height, and you can adjust it up and down. It has our GN8 self-latching coupler, and this, so you never have to get in the bed of the truck, and it comes with a cable kit, so you just lower this down onto the hitch ball, it couples, and then when you're ready to unhook, you just pull the cable, hold the handle back, and lift the trailer up off the hitch ball. So we're excited about this new product. We think it's going to be really good to improve the ride on your RV. So now we have really all what we think, a lot of the bases, if not all the bases, covered in the RVGC for those that want to pull their fifth wheel hitch with their gooseneck ball.
And it's got 3-hole adjustments for the stem for up and down height-wise?
Right.
Okay.
And so you're going to end up actually with you're going to have 4 inches of adjustment up or down.
Okay, what are the green bushings back there by the airbag?
Well, these are just in addition. These are like a bump stop. So the bushings actually aid in the wear and tear of the hitch and improve the ride. And it's all done. One of the things, like doing a vertical tongue dampening system, that's not real difficult. You'll see it in pin boxes where it does dampen the vertical motion of the trailer. But what this does is actually It's designed for the anti-chucking, so that horizontal motion, because of this design, with these bump stops and the airbag, transfers that horizontal motion, the chucking, down into the airbag, and it substantially improves ride. Nearly eliminates that chucking.
Well, that's cool. Well, those bushings too, they only limit how far the airbag can move too, right?
Right.
Like
they limit how far that bag can move.
Cool.
Yeah. So it really, I mean, in a way, it looks complex, but it's really not. You know, there's a little bit of adjustment to the height, and you want, you know, your trailer as level as you can get it when you tow it. And then the other thing is the fact that the adjustment to the air pressure is really a one-time thing. The other thing on our RVGCs, all of them have, we have a safety chain kit, and this is easily installed when the box is put on. So it's a heavy 1/2-inch steel plate that's been broke or bent, and then this is a Schedule 70 chain, 3/8 inch. It's a really heavy hook, so that you have a real substantial safety chain hookup.
Well, that's great. A lot of people don't know that, have been around fifth wheels and not goosenecks, that you have to have chains when you have a gooseneck hitch.
Right, and a lot of, you know, I found that just talking to customers, that a lot of customers have used safety chains with a fifth wheel hitch even, and certainly with the gooseneck, you have to have the safety chains.
Well, cool. That's awesome, Brian. Now let's go look at the next product. You have one more to go.
Don't go away, Mr. Truck.tv. We'll be right back.
Right, this is a brand new part that Popup came out with this year. It's called the KP2BP, and it's a kingpin to hitch ball plate. And essentially what we have here is a 2 5/16 inch hitch ball, a 10.5 inch by 1/2 inch thick bolster plate, steel bolster plate. But then on the bottom, or top, whichever, we have this standard 2-inch kingpin. So on one side you have the kingpin, on the other side you have the hitch ball. Now the reason that we have this, and we went ahead and designed and built this part, is that there are trailer customers that want to tow a gooseneck trailer with a fifth wheel hitch, or even just a fifth wheel coupler head. So you can set this in to your gooseneck hitch on a gooseneck trailer, couple it, and then couple up with a kingpin to a fifth wheel.
That'd be a quick way to get to use them for both kind of trailers.
Right, it is, and actually a lot of the time, this you know part of the call for was guys that are moving trailers of maybe a short distance, and they don't want to have to mess around with pulling a hitch out or switching trucks or whatever the case may be. And so this kind of gives them an option of a simple, relatively inexpensive part to do that with. Now you can pull down the highway with it, and what we do recommend on a fifth wheel coupler head is to block the head, because you have a lot of motion. This is gonna, in your gooseneck coupler, this is gonna move just like it does on any hitch.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And that's, you know, in the old days, they just used to tip left and right. Now they tip left and right forward. Well, they used to just tip forward and back. Now they tip left and right and all around, like not quite the articulation of a ball, but semis still just go forward and back.
Right.
So that, I can see you locking it down, because you don't really want to get a lot of that motion to go in there.
Right, and that's the thing, is on a typical commercial semi fifth wheel, it's not as critical. But on what I would consider more of a recreational type of a vehicle application, where you'd be using it with maybe a lightweight gooseneck trailer that has living quarters in it, and maybe pulling it for quite a distance and using a fifth wheel. But I think the key is to block it Because like you said, and a real good point to make is that the heads are fully articulating in most of the higher end fifth wheel hitches today. So, and at 1.2, Ken, is this is rated at 30K.
Oh, good.
And so it's got a substantial rating. And the finish on this, by the way, is it's a plated. It's a nickel plated.
Okay.
So it's nice. It's a good looking part.
That's awesome.